Welcome, friends. Today we gather for the next talk in our series on the timeless teachings of the late Venerable Amatha Gavesi, a revered guide to understanding the nature of suffering and the way to peace. In this episode, we explore a problem central to human life. Why do we suffer, and how is our suffering connected to our daily thoughts and actions? Venerable Amatha Gavesi's discourse, Sankhara, Desire and Its End, invites us to look with honesty and curiosity at how we experience the world and why. Despite our best intentions, peace often seems just out of reach. These teachings aren't lofty philosophy for scholars. They're a practical map for anyone seeking relief from the stresses, cravings, and frustrations of everyday living. Through this reflection, we hope to see not only the cause of suffering, but the clear, gentle way to overcome it, just as the Buddha taught. Venerable Gavesi begins by naming what is hardest for most of us to grasp, the first noble truth of dukkha, or suffering. It isn't just pain or worry. It's a deep, persistent feeling that something isn't quite right. This suffering, the Buddha teaches, doesn't randomly appear. It arises from the sankhara, our mental activities and habits. What are these sankhara? They're the simple acts through which we engage with life, moment by moment. Seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and thinking. Every experience is filtered through these 6 sense bases, building the private world we each live in. Venerable Gavesi explains that all our knowledge and education, indeed the whole story of our lives, is created by the flow of these 6 kinds of experience. Here's a striking truth. Each of us lives in a separate, self-made world. The world we create through our senses is unique. No one else can see or feel it quite like we do. Our 6 sense bases, simply by their nature, give rise to this personal reality, shaped by countless moments of perception and thought. Suffering, says the Buddha, finds its root in desire. But does every experience, every sight, sound, or thought automatically create desire? Venerable Gavesi guides us to see that there's a vital difference. The spontaneous act of seeing or hearing is neutral. It's simply awareness. But then a habit steps in. We don't just see, we judge. We don't just taste, we chase the pleasant and run from the unpleasant. We don't just think, we cling or reject. Take a moment to notice this in daily life. You see a beautiful flower. Do you simply see it, or does the mind leap ahead? I want to have it, or it will soon wilt? Or you hear criticism from someone. Do you just hear, or do thoughts of aversion and hurt immediately add fuel to the fire? This is the point where desire is born. Venerable Gavesi calls it a foreign habit, not the mind's natural state, but something extra, introduced and maintained by our repeated patterns of attachment and aversion. The simple act of experiencing isn't the problem. The trouble begins when our thoughts pursue, cling to, or push away what arises. Desire feeds itself on these thoughts, becoming strong because we keep repeating them day after day. Let's look deeper at how this habit is maintained. Every time we experience something through our sense bases, we add another thought. I like this, I don't like that, I want more, I wish it were different. These reactions generate and reinforce desire, keeping the cycle turning. Desire, in this sense, is a habit. The more often we feed it, through thoughts of chasing the pleasant or fleeing the unpleasant, the stronger it grows. The Buddha taught that, just like any habit, if we stop nourishing desire, it fades away. Imagine someone trying to quit smoking or drinking. If they keep indulging, the craving grows. If they stop, over time, it weakens and disappears. The same principle applies to the craving that binds us to suffering. If, after every experience, we refuse to indulge the extra thoughts that fuel desire, its grip on us loosens. Desire isn't our true nature. It's a pattern we've unwittingly learned and that we can unlearn. The cycle of becoming, why desire matters. But why does desire cause suffering? Venerable Gavesi explains using the Buddhist teaching of dependent origination. Desire promotes grasping, wanting. Grasping leads to becoming, the drive to be or have something more. This in turn causes birth. Each new moment, new identity, new life is created in that wanting. And with every birth, suffering continues. There is no escape so long as desire is kept alive by our habits of attachment and aversion. If we remove desire, grasping fades, becoming ceases, and new suffering, new birth, is halted. The root of this process is the sense of being, the false belief in a fixed self. This sense is built and sustained by the 5 grasping aggregates: form, feeling, perception, mental formations, and consciousness. Through contact with the world, we solidify the sense that I am the one who feels, perceives, acts, and knows, leading to the endless cycle of becoming and dissatisfaction. So how can we escape this cycle? The answer, as Venerable Gavesi shares from the Buddha, is found in mindfulness. Mindfulness is the guardian that keeps us from crossing the line, taking the initial, neutral experience further, multiplying it into endless thoughts of attachment and aversion. As we train the mind to pause with the first experience, to see, hear, or think without rushing into like or dislike, we create space. In that space, we do not feed desire. Over time, this mindful habit grows strong and desire fades. How is this accomplished? The Buddha taught the 3 marks of existence: impermanence, unsatisfactoriness, and non-self. If we bring these truths to mind with each experience, they act as powerful medicine. When desire tries to surface, we remind ourselves, all things are changing, no pleasure lasts, and there is no me to truly possess anything. With practice, these truths rise up naturally, checking the mind and ending the fuel for craving. Key insights for daily life. Let's pause and highlight a few key insights Venerable Gavesi offers. Practical wisdom to reflect on each day. All our experiences arise through 6 sense bases: sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, and mind. Our personal world is built from these fleeting moments of awareness, each moment creating its own unique reality that appears and vanishes in constant flow. From this stream of experience, we build the sense of a separate, fixed self. Yet this me is actually constructed from the very impermanence it seems to witness. Desire is a habit, not a necessity. It is fed by repeated thoughts of attachment and aversion, which we can consciously interrupt. Every time we experience something through our sense bases, we add the extra thought: I like this, I don't like that, and these reactions generate and reinforce desire, keeping the cycle turning. Mindfulness is the tool to break this cycle. By staying present with each experience and bringing the 3 truths of impermanence, unsatisfactoriness, and non-self to mind, we free ourselves from the grip of desire. As we train the mind to pause with the first experience, to see, hear, or think without rushing into like or dislike, we create space where desire cannot take root. If we bring these truths to mind with each experience, they act as powerful medicine, checking the mind and ending the fuel for craving. As we understand and act on these insights, the path opens before us, not as a distant goal, but as a living practice in each moment. Imagine this practice as tending a garden. Each time desire arises, instead of watering the weeds, we choose not to feed them. Mindfulness is the gentle hand that remembers. Let this be as it is, for all things pass, and nothing truly belongs to me. The more often we repeat this act, the more our mind becomes a place of peace rather than craving. This process is one of gradual change, not instant transformation. Be patient and kind with yourself. Every mindful moment weakens the old habit. Every act of reflection plants a seed for freedom. Let us end with a powerful truth from Venerable Gavesi and the Buddha himself. When desire ceases, grasping ceases. When grasping ceases, becoming ceases. When becoming ceases, birth ceases. And with the end of birth, suffering comes to its natural end. This is the path to Nibbana, the complete and irreversible liberation from suffering. Brothers and sisters, remember, the path is not remote. If you carry the truths of impermanence, unsatisfactoriness, and non-self in your heart, and nurture mindfulness with each experience, liberation is possible right here, right now. May you walk this gentle, practical path shown by the Buddha, and may you all attain peace, the true end of desire, suffering, and endless becoming.